Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to do a little Christmas makeup tutorial today. So to start by prepping the skin, I'm going to take the Lisa Armstrong and Avon All About That Base Priming Moisturizer. Oh my god, this stuff is incredible. It really reminds me of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. If you've tried that, obviously that is super expensive and this is way more affordable, and it pretty much does the same thing. It has a very similar texture, quite a similar smell, and it just gives you that perfect amount of hydration without feeling greasy. And then for foundation, I'm going to go back to the Faux Filter Stick Foundation from Huda Beauty. I am obsessed with this. It's really, really lovely. The finish of it is so natural, but you get really good coverage and it's really buildable. So I put on quite a bit today and I just pop that straight onto my skin. As you can see, I don't put that much on my forehead because I think the forehead can get cakey quite easily. So I'm just popping that on straight from the stick and then blending it out with this 125, no, it's not the 125, it's the 110 foundation brush from Fenty Beauty. I am obsessed with their brushes, and I just stipple this into the skin and it makes it so easy to blend it out. I mean, have a look how quickly and easily that blends out, and the colour match is perfect. I'm in the shade Cashew in that foundation, if you're wondering. And then just a little bit on that forehead because we're going to be putting concealer on there for extra coverage anyway. And then for cream contour, I'm just going to use the Huda Beauty Tantour. I use the shade Light, and that's like a perfect warming shade for me. It's not too cool, it's not too orange. And then I'm actually going to take the new Aalia A3 brush from Aalia Cosmetics. It's honestly amazing. This is like a little, obviously flat brush, and it's perfect for getting that really nice precise nose contour. So I use it to simply draw 2 lines down the sides of my nose, as you can see me doing now, and it just helps you get such a nice precise line. Obviously the closer in that you bring your nose contour, the smaller your nose is going to appear, so I like to leave like a little strip in between, and that's where I'm going to pop a bit of concealer. So I kind of pop this on and then I move on to the rest of the face, and I'm using this brush again just to get those nice precise kind of applications. You know, we're looking to snatch those cheekbones, the jawline, and around the forehead as well. So I pop this on first. I don't normally apply it like this, but actually this did work quite well. You just have to work a little bit quicker. So to blend all of that out, I'm using this damp sponge from Aalia Cosmetics. It's a very interesting texture. It's almost like a velvety texture, but it really helped to blend out those products so easily. So as you can see, I am blending this out. It looks quite strong, so you just have to take your time with the blend. I also went back with a little bit of that foundation just to help it blend kind of seamlessly, but we're also going to be going in with our concealer, so we don't need to worry too much at this point. And then I'm going to take the small sponge from Aalia Cosmetics. It actually came in a set with 2 small ones, which is so handy. And I'm using this to precisely blend out the nose contour. And this sponge worked so well. It really didn't take me very long at all to blend out that nose contour, but obviously we are going to go in with a bit of concealer just to go over it, just to kind of blend it out a little bit more. I know I say blend so many times in these videos, but that's what we're all about when it comes to makeup. So I'm going to take my Fenty Instant Retouch Concealer. I use the shade 190, which is slightly lighter than my skin tone, but nothing too crazy. And I'm just precisely concealing and highlighting in these certain areas. So I like to put it in the inner corner of my eye and on the outer corner as well. A bit on my chin, anywhere that I need an extra bit of coverage, but I find where I place it under the eye, it really helps to lift and brighten the face. I'm going to blend that out with the concealer brush from Fenty Beauty also. This is my favourite way to blend out my concealer, because using the brush, it doesn't take any of that product away, so it keeps it really nice and full coverage whilst seamlessly blending it at the same time, which I'm just completely obsessed with. After I have used the brush, I do like to go back to the sponge just to go over that one more time, and yes, you've guessed it, blend. Then I wanted to do a little bit of cream blush just because it lasts so much longer. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty Crush on Cupid cream blush, and this is like a hot pink shade, and I'm using the 125 face brush just to stipple that in and blend that out. And then I'm taking a bit of the Fenty setting powder, the Profiltr setting powder, underneath my eyes just to set everything, and then I'm going to set everywhere else that we put the concealer. I'm using the shade Lavender to go into these areas that I want to brighten, because I will go in and bake in those areas as well. But as I've explained before in a lot of my videos, I like to set lightly first and then bake, just so we don't get any of that powder clinging to the wet patches on our face. So I'll use lavender in the areas where I want to highlight and brighten, and then along my jawline I like to use Butter, which is more of a yellowy based undertone, and I'm just using the damp brush from Aalia Cosmetics to apply that, and I'm not taking that all the way to my mouth because I feel like this way it just looks a little bit less harsh, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave this while I do my eyes, just in case we get any fallout. I'm so sorry I didn't show you at this point, but I'm actually using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, which is the one with the really nice bright shades. So I'm starting off with the shade Perfectionist, which is just a really nice kind of peachy transition shade, and I'm using a big fluffy brush just to pop that into the crease, and I like to take that kind of into the front portion of my brow as well, just to connect to that nose contour. Then I'm taking Livin' My Best, which is this beautiful kind of cranberry red shade, and I'm taking a kind of denser packing brush, and I'm packing that colour on first just to get that really nice intensity, and then I'm lightening the pressure, and as you can see, blending up lightly into that crease. I do take my time with this. There was a little bit of fallout, but I was actually quite pleasantly surprised. There wasn't too much at all, and this shade is so vibrant. It's so difficult to find a really beautiful vibrant red that doesn't just blend out to pink, and this one worked super well, so I'm so happy with the shade. So this is Livin' My Best in the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and then I wanted to go back with a bit of that Perfectionist shade and the big fluffy brush. I always do this whenever I'm doing something a little bit smokier. I like to go back and forth to make sure that everything is really well blended. Then I switch up the palette, and I'm using the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette and taking that shade Desire, which is the nice shimmer shade, which works so much better with your finger. I did try it with a brush first, and I just wasn't getting the impact that I wanted, but with your finger it applies so well. Look at that pigment. I think it really complemented the red shade that we've already got down, and just gave it that little bit of extra oomph. I think for Christmas you just want it to be a little bit sparkly. I didn't want any glitter, I just wanted something nice and shimmery and like reflective, and this shade is stunning. So I'm just going to finish off the rest of my face and then go back to the eyes. So I'm just getting rid of that bake. I always like to stipple the powder into the skin because it just makes everything last so much longer. Going in with a little bit of my Fenty Stalkr bronzer. I always forget what it's called. This is in the shade Private Island, and I'm really lightly going over all of that cream contour. Whenever I do cream contour, cream blush, whatever, I always like to go over it with powder. I just think the more you layer it, the longer it's going to last, and honestly my makeup lasts all day, no problem, even though I'm oily. So going back to the eyes, I'm basically using the same shades that we used on the top. So I'm using Living My Best and blending that out, but as you can see it does look a little bit pink where it's blended out quite sheer. So I take this little packing brush, and close to that lash line I'm packing on that same red shade from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and that just really kind of built the intensity and got it to where I wanted it to be. It looked a bit more like it did on the lid. And then I'm taking I'm In It from that same palette, which is a nice reflective white shade. I'm trying out some Aalia Cosmetics lashes for the first time. These are the lashes called Frisky, and oh my god, they are so beautiful, so lightweight, was so easy to put on, and I'm just obsessed. And then for highlighter, I'm taking my Vieve Nova Glow in the shade Bijou, which is beautiful, but I did sheer it out a little bit this time because it can be super intense. So I used the Anastasia A23 brush, which is a little bit bigger, and then I just popped a bit on my nose as well. I like to keep it quite intense, that little Tin Man nose. I just think it looks super cute. And then for blush, we are going with our OG Orgasm blush from Nars. Can't get enough of this, and I thought the pink really complemented the eyes because that red does have the kind of pink undertone in it. Now with my lip, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to go for something bold, but since we went bold on the eyes, I thought I would stick to a nude lip. So we're going with my usual nude lip, which is the Sweet Tea lip liner from Morphe. This is the perfect neutral brown shade and dark enough to give you that almost like contoured lip effect look. And then I'm taking the Fenty Stunner lip paint in the shade Unbuttoned, which is my ultimate favourite nude lip. So this combination is just a bit of me. So all I do is I pop some of that in the centre of my lips, and then I'll use my finger to blend it out. And this is honestly, your finger is your best tool when it comes to makeup, I swear. And this just gives a nice cute ombre effect. And a little trick just to mattify that down really quickly and make sure that it lasts all day is just to use a bit of powder. I'm just using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. Then that is the look complete. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas eyeshadow tutorial. Let me know if you did in the comments below. Also leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.